And both presidential candidates are out campaigning today after the debate last night. Tracy Potts shows us how America is reacting.
Debate reaction from Minnesota, where George Floyd was killed by police, and President Trump rallies today after refusing to condemn white supremacists and saying this about the far-right group known as the Proud Boys.
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by.
It was expected, but sad because this was a clear chance for you to come out and rebuke those white supremacists.
The Proud Boys today adding his words to their logo.
Just a rogue president of the United States, and it's most unfortunate. But let's nonetheless be prayerful that somebody will intervene today and say, you just tipped the scale too far.
Hey, are you saying
I'm not going to listen to him.
Members of both parties are saying the whole debate went too far, with Fox moderator Chris Wallace struggling to control the president's constant interruptions.
No, Mr. President, I'm asking you a question.
Will you shut up, man? Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
President Trump tweeting a photo suggesting the moderator was against him.
On the other hand, you have an angry, defensive Donald Trump who spent full time interrupting, attempting to bully the process, including the moderator.
He denied avoiding taxes and went after Biden's son, Hunter.
He was thrown out, dishonorably discharged.
That's not true. He wasn't dishonorably.
Cocaine use.
Biden's on a campaign train from Ohio to Pennsylvania today after what many described as a train wreck last night. Moderator Chris Wallace catching heat today, too, for not keeping this debate under control, if that was even possible. And so now it's raising questions about whether this will happen next time, and if so, if the rules might be different.
The next presidential debate will take place on October 15th at the University of Michigan. The town hall-style debate will be monitored by Steve Scully. And former FBI Director James Comey is back on Capitol Hill today. He's answering questions from the State Judiciary Committee about the agency's investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election, specifically about the warrant process to allow surveillance on a former Trump associate. Some senators questioned the timing of the hearing on the 2016 election when the current FBI director says Russia is actively working to disrupt the 2020 election, which is just weeks away. Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar agreed with this point, citing Trump's debate performance as proof.
If anyone watched the debate tonight and saw last night and saw the president in all of his heckling glory, I think what they saw was someone who is trying to undermine our elections.
And back to the story again. Fall football is an American tradition, but the coronavirus pandemic has complicated things from your local high school sports to the NFL. The pandemic is changing how we play. WCCO's Jeff Wagner explains how.
Ask most football coaches and they'll tell you discipline is what wins football games. But this year, that trait has extra importance.
Or now we need discipline in order for us to continue to maintain safety for not only ourselves, but the people that we're going to play against.
Safety.
Down, set, boom.
To prevent the spread of COVID-19 and keep the Cooper High School Hawks on the field. For example, the players are split into pods based on jersey color when practicing.
That way, if there is anything that comes up, I know who was with who at what time.
Their rules are strict, but the NFL takes it to another level.
Protocols are certainly going to be followed, but we're trying to do even more.
Eric Sugarman is in charge of implementing and enforcing the Vikings organization's countless number of COVID-19 protocols to prevent the virus's spread. At the team facility in Eagan, there's a testing trailer out front. Players' lockers are spaced out, and meeting rooms have fewer seats to ensure social distancing.
There will be screening that you have to do each and every day when you come into the building.
That building is now closed per NFL protocol after the Tennessee Titans organization had 8 positive tests following their game against the Vikings. With such strict rules, it made head coach Willie Howard want to know how the infections happened, not just out of curiosity, but as a learning lesson.
For us, it's really being able to say, hey, let's use this information and remind ourselves how quick something could be taken away and why it's important that we maintain our protocols and do things the right way.
In New Hope, Jeff Wagner, WCCO 4 News.
The Minnesota State High School League voted to allow high school football this fall. Practices begin this week, with the first games taking place next weekend. And Ford is recalling hundreds of thousands of vehicles. See if your car is on the list next on Valley News Live at 4.